Jesus Christ, you're righteous. You're always righteous. You're more righteous than righteous. Righteousness is your righteous. You're righteous in your right. You're always right in your righteousness. You are always right in your right. You will always be right. You will never be wrong. Jesus Christ, you're always right. Always is your right. You're always, always right. Always, 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 you are always right. Jesus Christ, you will always be right. You always be right. You will always be right in your right, in your righteousness. You will righteousness in your right of the righteousness, right of the righteousness of the right of the righteousness. You're always righteousness. You're always right in your righteousness. Your righteousness is always right. You will always be righteous. You're always righteousness. Your righteousness is always righteousness. It is always righteous. Your righteousness will always be righteous. Jesus Christ, your righteousness is always righteous in your righteous. Your righteousness is always right in your righteousness, in your right of the righteousness. Your righteousness is always right in your right of your righteousness of your right. You're always right in your righteousness of your right in your right, and you're always right. Your righteousness is always right. You're always righteousness. You will always be righteous. Jesus Christ, your righteous is always righteous in His righteous. Righteous is always righteous when it's your righteous. Jesus Christ, righteous is always righteous only in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is only right. Right will always be Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is right. Right is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is righteous. Righteousness is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is always righteous. Has always been righteous and will always be righteous and will always be righteous forever. Jesus Christ is forever. He's forever. He's always forever. Jesus Christ, your glory is always glory. You're always glorified in your glory. Your glorious is glory. You are always glorious. Your glorious is always glorious, as always glorious. Jesus Christ, you're always glorious. You are all-time glory. Your glory is glorified in your glory of your glory. Jesus Christ, your glorious is always glory in your glorious, as glorious. Jesus Christ, your glorious. Your glorious is always glorious in the glory. Jesus Christ, your glory is always glory in the glory. In your you're always glory. Your glory is you're always glorious in your glory. Your glory is always glorious. You're glorious in your glory of your glory of your glory. Jesus Christ, you're always of your glory in your glory, and your glory is your always glory. You're always glory. Jesus Christ, you're always glory in your glory of your glory in your glory of your glory. Jesus Christ, you are always glorified in glory. You are glorified in glory and glorified in more glory. You're more glory. All glory to you. Jesus Christ, you are glory. You are as glorious as you are glory. Your glory is always glorious. Jesus Christ, your glorious is always glory in the glory glorious. Your glorious is always glory in the glorious of the glory. Jesus Christ, your glorious of the glory is always glory of the glorious. Jesus Christ, your glorious is always glorious of the glory, in the glories of all the glories of all the glory. Jesus Christ, of all the glories, you are the only glory. You're one and only glory. You're the only glory. You're the only one who's got the glory. Jesus Christ, your glory is always glorious in your glory. Your gloriousness is always glorious in glory of your glory. Jesus Christ, your glory is always glorious and glorious of the glorious of the glorious of the glory. Jesus Christ, your glory is always glorious in the glorious. In the glorious, your glory is always glorious. Your gloriousness is always glorious in the glory. Your glory is always glorious in the gloriousness. Jesus Christ, your gloriousness is always glorious. In your glory, you are always glorious. In your glory, you are always glorious. Jesus Christ, your glorious is always glory of your glory. In your glory, in the glory, is always your glory. Glory is always your glory. Always your glory. You are all glory. You are all-time glory. Always glory. Omni-glory. You are omniprecious and omnipresent and omni-glory. Jesus Christ, His glory is, your glory is omni. You are always omni in your glory. You are glorious and omni. You are omni and glorious. Omni glorious. Jesus Christ, your glorious is always is present in your gloriousness is glorious for the glorious of the glorious. You're of the glorious for the glorious in the glorious of the glorious of the glorious. Jesus Christ, your glorious is always glorified in glorious. Your gloriousness is all your glorious in your gloriousness. You're glorious in your glory of your glorious of your glory. Jesus Christ, you're always glory in your glorious for your glory in your glorious. Jesus Christ, you're always glory in your glorified glorious glory. Jesus Christ, you're glorified in your glorious glory. Your glory is glorified. You glorified the glory. Jesus Christ, you're always glorified in your glory. You always glorified the glory in your glorified of your glory in your glory. Jesus Christ, your glorified is your glory. You're always glorified in your glory. You always glory in the glorified. You always glory glorified. Your glory, you are glory, and glory is you. You always you. You will always be you. You are always righteous, righteous and glory, glorious and righteous. Jesus Christ is glorious of the righteous of the glorious of the righteous. Jesus Christ is always righteous in his glory. Jesus Christ, you always glory and right in your glory. You always glory in your righteousness of the right of your glory.